All right, for the past few weeks, we've been just working on bodywork every day on the RX-7, and we've gotten a whole lot done, but we still have a whole lot to do. So before we jump in and start working on it again today, we're just gonna do a quick walk around and show you everything that we've done to get it up to this point. All right, so if you've seen any of the last episodes, you know that we got our big hood stuck on here. We have the wide body kit pretty much installed. And we started to do some body work on the rest of the car. So again, this is a 30-year-old car that has been in its fair shares of little dings and minor accidents. So it looks like there's quite a bit of fill work on it, but none of the spots are particularly that thick. It's all just a little skim coat everywhere. So we did some fiberglass work, and then we did just our body filler work on top. And we did a whole bunch of work on the rear over fenders here, just having them on and off, and because we're not going to be running a fender gasket, so we just wanted to get the gaps as perfect as we could just on their own. Also, we filled all the holes on the hatch that we're not going to be using because we are getting rid of the rear wiper. So we filled the hole at the top for the rear window squirter, and we welded in the extra holes for the spoiler that we're not going to be running on here, just the other spoiler that was on the car. We got the back bumper stripped all down, and then same thing on the side. We did a whole bunch of work getting this rear over fender sitting perfect. And this side was in a little hit, and so this looks like there's a lot more filler on this side. But same thing, we got the metal as straight as we could, and then this is just a nice little skim coat just to make it nice and straight. And then same thing, a little bit of body work on this door, a little bit on the roof, and I think only other thing is when I was installing the wide body kit up here, I made a boo-boo, and my drill bit went right through the bumper, so a little quick access hole there. So I need to do some repairs on that. But yeah, so for what we're doing today, we have to do the body work on the hood to take care of some of those dents on the carbon fiber just from it being old, and then we have to work on some of the gapping for the front panels, just getting them nice and perfect before we go to primer. We have to strip the wheel wells a little bit more so we can redo the undercoating in them. We have to repair the rear spoiler. We have to repair the front bumper. We have to sand the rear over fenders and the front fenders as well. And I'm sure there's a couple of little things too, but we will be priming this today. That's the plan. But before we jump into how we're gonna do that, we're just going to get everything else done. So let's go do it. we've been sanding for like 100 days straight and the car is all ready to go, and so are all of the pieces. So next up, it's time to put some primer on this car. Usually we would be spray priming this in a booth. However, the car is not very mobile right now, so we have to do something different. We are going to be roll priming this, which isn't very traditional, but it works. If you look on most data sheets of most primers, it will say that this is a way that you can apply the primer. So don't freak out, this isn't some backyard hack job. The only real downside is it's going to give you a lot more orange peel, so you have a little bit more sanding work to do once it's primed. But we're not too worried about that, because once we get it blocked out again, we're going to be priming it in the booth once it's rolling, just so that we can get this car super duper straight. So we're going to go ahead and wash down all the parts, get them nice and clean so we have a really good adhesion surface. And then we're just gonna do a little bit more masking, get suited up, and get some primer on there. So let's go do it.
Mom and daddy from the south, I like golds in my mouth, like to drive real slow, with the beats down low. And I've never been a shooter, but I rebound though, like my hair blonde though. I'm the hair honcho, get the bread pronto, got these hands rondo, pull up skirt slow mo, he don't know so, and we buy what we like, we don't care about logo. I'm so anti-social, even in my own home, even with my own phone, all I see is rose gold and a diamond necklace. I'm so ambidextrous and one hand well and texting it. I need to talk to a therapist. Dangerous, mama get neglected, and now I know who I'm affecting like this. Ain't no space, ain't no time. If I ever cross your mind, hit my line. I'm just one phone call away. All the homies, fam of mine, know that J and Memphis line. Anytime, I'm just one phone call away. Everybody gotta die, we just waiting here in line. I ain't lying, I'm just one phone call away. So hit me when you're free, when you're free, when you're free.
All right, well, we've been priming for a couple hours and we got about 4 coats of primer on, and it went on super good, super smooth. The other advantage about roll priming is that you get pretty much no runs. It's also super fumey in here and we can barely breathe without our masks on, so we're pretty much ready to wrap up for the night, turn the furnace on, get this curing really, really good, and get out of here. So thanks for watching the video. Thanks for coming by. Make sure you come here next Thursday. We got a whole bunch more to be doing on the car. It's time to start blocking out the primer, reassembling, starting on the engine bay shave. And besides that, you know the drill. Subscribe, like, leave a comment, go follow us on Instagram, all the goodies. So we gotta get out of here. We're dying. So we'll see you guys next week.
Ain't no space, ain't no time. If I ever cross your mind, hit my line. I'm just one phone call away. All the homies, fam of mine, know that J and Memphis line. Anytime, I'm just one phone call away.